Breaking, Tammy Slaton's life has completely changed. It will shock you. Tammy Slaton, one of the beloved stars of 1000 lb. Sisters, has once again stunned fans with her incredible transformation, this time sharing the results of a major skin removal surgery that marked a new chapter in her weight loss journey. The 38-year-old reality TV personality, who has been candid about her health struggles and personal battles for years, recently took to TikTok to show her latest progress. In a series of recent posts, Tammy smiled confidently in form-fitting black shapewear, and in another look, she posed happily with a peace sign while wearing a yellow tank top and a pair of jeans. For many fans, the images didn't just show her physical progress, they revealed a woman who was finally starting to live freely in her own body. The date of Tammy's skin removal surgery, January 18th, has now become a significant milestone in her life. After losing over 500 pounds following bariatric surgery and an enormous lifestyle shift, the excess skin left on her body had become a lingering challenge, both physically and emotionally. On the show and in interviews, Tammy had expressed discomfort and frustration with the loose skin that hung from her chin, arms, and lower stomach. Even though her health had improved dramatically, the presence of the extra skin reminded her daily of where she had been and prevented her from fully embracing the new life she worked so hard to achieve. That's why the skin removal surgery was such a meaningful goal for Tammy. It wasn't just a cosmetic procedure, it represented closure, transformation, and a chance to move forward without the physical remnants of her former struggles. When she was finally approved for the operation, Tammy described the moment as one filled with overwhelming joy and disbelief. After nearly 6 years of intense effort, setbacks, hospital visits, and an enormous amount of emotional work, she had made it to a place she once thought was unreachable. "I was just overwhelmed with excitement. I worked really hard for this, and now it's here," Tammy told People magazine in an emotional interview. "I'm pretty sure it was noticeable on my face how immediately shocked and then overwhelmed with joy I was." That joy, however, didn't completely mask her anxiety. The night before the surgery, Tammy admitted that she was terrified. It wasn't just about the risks or the pain of the surgery, it was also about how she would see herself afterward. There was a fear of the unknown, of looking in the mirror and seeing a body so different from the one she had carried her entire adult life. In fact, Tammy revealed that she was more scared about the skin removal surgery than she had been about the bariatric procedure she underwent in 2022. That earlier surgery, known as sleeve gastrectomy, involved altering her digestive system to restrict food intake and help her lose weight. It was a life-altering decision, but in many ways, it had become familiar territory through her doctors and therapy support. The skin removal, on the other hand, felt like a final, irreversible change, not only in how her body functioned, but in how she would see herself and how the world would see her. The procedure itself lasted a grueling 8 hours. Surgeons removed over 15 pounds, approximately 6 kilograms, of excess skin, carefully reshaping her chin, arms, and abdomen. These areas had carried the bulk of the hanging skin, which Tammy often described as painful and difficult to manage. The aftermath of the surgery was not just a flatter stomach or tighter arms, it was a whole new sense of freedom. Mobility improved, confidence soared, and the psychological burden of carrying around what was essentially a remnant of her past began to lift. The results were finally revealed on 1000 lb. Sisters, and fans responded with overwhelming support. Social media flooded with messages of encouragement, love, and pride. For those who had watched Tammy's journey from the very beginning, from hospital beds and oxygen tubes to walking freely and now undergoing cosmetic reconstruction, this moment was deeply emotional. They had seen every setback, every emotional breakdown, and every small win. Now, they were seeing the reward of relentless effort and unwavering courage. Tammy's decision to share her transformation through TikTok gave fans a raw and real-time look at her progress. Unlike staged or overly polished celebrity makeovers, Tammy's story has always been rooted in authenticity. She doesn't shy away from the tough parts, the fear, the medical complications, the emotional toll, and that's what makes her transformation all the more powerful. In the photos she posted, there was a glow of confidence and a spark in her eyes that viewers hadn't seen in years. For many, that spark symbolized something greater than weight loss, it symbolized healing. She stood there, no longer hiding behind layers of clothing or apologetic body language. Her poses were proud, her smile genuine. In black shapewear, she seemed to embrace not just her shape, but her entire self, the one that had survived so much. And in jeans and a bright yellow tank top, she radiated a sense of normalcy and joy, something that might seem small but is monumental for someone who spent years struggling with basic mobility and self-image. Behind those images is a woman who has fought harder than most could imagine. Tammy has overcome not only extreme obesity but also emotional trauma, addiction struggles, public scrutiny, and personal loss. She did it under the relentless eye of the public, where every misstep could be turned into a headline. And yet, she never gave up. She kept showing up, for herself, for her family, and for the fans who saw parts of their own struggles in hers. Tammy's story continues to evolve. While the surgery marked a huge turning point, it is not the end of her transformation. She still has goals, still faces challenges, and still must navigate the mental and emotional realities of being a woman who has experienced such extreme changes. But now, she does so with a lighter body, a stronger heart, and the visible support of countless fans around the world. As more updates unfold on 1000lb Sisters, fans remain eager to see how Tammy's new life progresses. But for now, the images she shared, the smile, the peace sign, the self-assurance, are more than enough to tell a powerful story. They speak of resilience, of the power of self-belief, and of a woman who refused to let her past define her. Tammy Slaton didn't just lose weight. She reclaimed her life. And she did it with courage, grace, and a level of openness that has inspired thousands. Tammy Slaton's transformation continues to captivate fans, and new details about her recovery and mindset post-surgery have emerged. Following her 8-hour skin removal procedure, Tammy reportedly spent several weeks in a recovery facility, where she received physical therapy to help her adjust to her lighter frame and improved mobility. Doctors were amazed at how well she handled the healing process, noting that her positive attitude significantly boosted her recovery. Sources close to Tammy revealed that she's now more active than ever, walking longer distances, participating in light workouts, and even trying on clothes she never imagined wearing before. Emotionally, Tammy is also in a better place. She's been journaling daily, attending therapy regularly, and focusing on rebuilding her confidence beyond the physical. Interestingly, she's also begun filming additional content for a potential spin-off show centered around her life post-surgery. Producers are exploring the idea due to fan interest in Tammy's ongoing journey and the inspirational message behind her success. While nothing is officially confirmed, Tammy has hinted at exciting things coming soon. Tammy's journey, once defined by struggle, is now inspiring hope for others facing similar battles. With her renewed health, confidence, and drive, she's proving that no obstacle is too great with perseverance and support.